Hello, everybody. This is Louis here. I'm here at my office, and I don't have any customers right now, so I wanted to do a video about another one of my bowls. So this bowl here is it's called a Norfolk Island Pine. That is the kind of wood that this is. Now, if anybody wants to go and look on YouTube what a Norfolk Island Pine is, it's a very tall tree, and it's got branches that grow out of the tree everywhere, and these are the branches that grow out of the tree. Now this would be like close to the top of the tree because it's not very big. Close to the bottom, this would be bigger, and that's where the branches would be coming out of. So what I want to show is how beautiful it is. And this is just something, this is one of my designs. I carved it like this, and if you could see it, I decided to put this here. I got creative with it because I do all my bowls differently, and oh, this is how I sign my bowls, okay? And this is bowl number 17. This is bowl number 17. It is how I sign them. It's LA for Louis. This is when I did 17 bowls. But what I want to and this is just, I cut this like this because I wanted this one to have little feet. And again, this is another bowl that I wanted to sand some more, but you never have enough time to do all the things you want to do in life. So, we do what we can. And when we could do more, we do more. And when we can't do more, we do less. Now, if you could see inside here, those are circular cuts. That's from the lathe spinning. And as the lathe spins, it cuts the wood. And afterwards, you're supposed to come back and sand everything completely. And I do, I have some bowls that have like basically a mirror finish. Because like always, I'm experimenting, and one time I had one that I put shampoo on it, and I sanded it all the way up to like, I think it was like 1600 grit, which is crazy. Because most people only sand to 400 grit, but I just decided to go insane that day. And I was like, let me see what happens if I just happen to have these shampoo bottles that somebody gave to me for some reason. Well, or at least I think it was shampoo. I really don't remember what it was, but it was some sort of soap. Maybe it was conditioner. Who knows what the heck it was? But anyway, so as the lathe spun, and I don't know what the RPM was, but it spun. I'm not very technical. I really don't care about things that are small details, in life. And small details are important. It's just that I have a very bad learning disability, and I'm dyslexic, and sometimes I don't have time for that stuff. So anyway, with the other one, it was spinning so fast that I just put the sandpaper here, and as it spun, I just moved the sandpaper up and down, and then I kept putting liquid, which was cool. And I just like, let me see what happens. And that other one was a natural edge bowl. I sold it to a really nice lady named Jen. So I don't have it to show. Maybe if I go to her house sometime, I'll make a video about it. She was so nice to buy it from me, and it was really cool because I was a little bit broke at the time, and she helped me out by buying it. And I absolutely love that bowl. It's like it's amazing. She also bought another bowl that I made that was extremely skinny, and I've never in my life seen a bowl that skinny. With the edge that skinny. I have no idea how I did it. Probably because I'm a freak and I just do things. You know, it's like when I get into something, I do it until I am an expert at it. Like I go into like beast mode, and then when I'm just an expert at something, I get bored of it and I find something else to do. But anyway, this is a Norfolk Island Pine. This wood, and it's so beautiful because, I mean, look at that, look at that natural wood, that I don't even know what that staining, that whatever, and then you have all the branches that grow out of it, and it's got that dark part where the branches go out of it. And I made this one very thick, and the inside I also put detail on it. If you can't feel it, but it goes in, and it's a lot of work, you know. And the cool thing also, and this, by the way, see, there's something that people don't know about certain bowls. Like this bowl, yeah, this bowl is made, and somebody says, oh, whatever, you put it on the thing, and you made it. But no, because okay, first of all, you got to find the wood. Okay, and you can find that wood anywhere. You know, a piece of wood. That's not a big deal. You could buy it, you could cut it. I never buy any wood, and I absolutely never cut a tree for this. People, when their trees are, for whatever reason, they cut their trees down, they throw them away, and I'm driving down the street and I see a nice piece of wood. If I could pick it up, because I have a bad back. If I could pick it up, I will pick it up. And then this has to mature for, believe it or not, a couple of years. And it's not like just letting it sit there. You have to put oil. You have to put a certain kind of protector on the end of it so it doesn't completely crack. It has to naturally dry unless you have a big drying oven, which of course I don't have that, because that is like extremely expensive. You know, that's like $20,000-$30,000 for one of those ovens. But it still has to mature, because if it doesn't mature, you will not get this beautiful coloring. And then you have to like create a blank, and then you have to let the blank sit for a year. So that's like you cut it, and then you make a blank, and then the blank has to sit, because the blank itself has to dry. Because when you turn a bowl, there's so much water that some of them will crack while in the drying process. So just for the bowl to survive to this, especially this wood, this is a couple of years to make. It takes years to make something like this. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, you know. It's like and then you know, people say, well, I need to get at least $300 for this. I need to get $500 for this. I need to get $1,000, $5,000. You know, some people have to pay for it. And people are like, are you crazy? That's crazy. It's like, no, my friend, I'm not crazy, because, you know, just the machine alone was $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, just a lathe. And then my tools, if you put all your chisels together, they could have been $500, $1,000, $10,000 in materials. And of course, a customer is not going to pay for just, all your materials. It's an investment. But you can't expect somebody to just, sell you this for like under $100, let's say. Somebody says, it's just a piece of wood. It's like, no, see, that's the thing. This is art. And some people appreciate art. And some people don't. And that is okay. Because we are human beings and we all have different interests in life. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with a person that's not into art. Maybe you're just into food, or maybe you're into travel, or maybe you're into science, or maybe you're an intellectual, or maybe you are an MMA fighter, And of course, also MMA fighters, just to get into the ring, it costs, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get into the ring the first time. You don't know how much money it took somebody to train, and all the equipment they bought, and who they had to pay to train. It's the same with anything. And I love the fact that I can do this. To me, this is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I'm in my office here. This is my office, whatever. I'm in my office. talking a lot of crap because I love to talk crap. I don't think I'm a know-it-all. I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to talk unless I know what I'm talking about. And the reason I know what I'm talking about is because I know that subject. Because I study it. I study it, and I become a freak and I know a lot about it. And then once I know that I know something, then I'll talk about it and I'll give my opinion. Because that's just the way I am, you know? It's just the way I am. But anyway, look, Norfolk Island Pine, and this is bowl number, I think it was 17. Yeah, bowl number 17. And right now, I'm to the point in my life where I don't have to sell my art. There was a point in my life where I needed to, especially for my mental health, because I was suffering from depression and I had a really rough childhood. So I had a mental illness for a while. I had really bad nightmares, horrible nightmares. And I got over my nightmares. And I wrote a book about it, as a matter of fact. I have a very short book on Amazon that talks how I got rid of my nightmares. And the reason I wrote that book was because I had such bad nightmares that I thought, you know what? I got rid of my nightmares. So I'm going to write about it, you know, because that was my experience. And I figured, hey, maybe somebody is suffering from nightmares. Maybe somebody else will benefit from my experience, because I'm an expert. If there's one thing in life that I am an expert at, better than anybody else, I am better at anybody else than this, and that is my experience, my life, because I'm living it. I know what I've experienced, and I can talk about my experiences because nobody knows me better than me. But anyway, that's it. That's my bowl.